The galaxy was silent, but not peaceful. At the center of the Orion Star Empire stood a massive royal station, shining with gold light and alien symbols. This was the heart of power. This was where the alien Empress ruled. Entire worlds bowed to her command. Entire species feared her name. Inside the grand throne hall, the air felt heavy. Tall alien guards stood in perfect lines. Their armor was advanced, glowing with energy. Generals and nobles filled the room. Every one of them was strong, trained, and dangerous. At the center sat the Empress. She was calm. Her eyes were sharp. She had ruled for many cycles and survived countless wars. Nothing in this galaxy surprised her anymore. Nothing. Except what she was about to do. A small door at the far end of the hall opened. A human walked in. He was not tall. He was not strong. He did not wear armor. His clothes were simple, worn, and stained with oil. His hands showed signs of hard work, not battle. He was a mechanic. His name was Elias. Elias walked slowly, surrounded by alien guards. He could feel thousands of eyes watching him. Some were curious, some were angry. Most were confused. A human did not belong here. Humans were known across the galaxy, but not with respect. They were seen as weak, slow, and unimportant. Good workers maybe, but warriors? Never. Elias kept his head low. His heart was beating fast, but he did not run. He did not speak. He had been repairing a broken engine only hours ago. Now he stood before the most powerful ruler in the galaxy. The Empress raised one hand. The hall went completely silent. Step forward, she said. Elias hesitated for half a second, then obeyed. He stopped several steps away from the throne. Alien generals whispered among themselves. Why is a human here? Is this a mistake? He is nothing. The Empress looked at Elias carefully. She saw more than his clothes. She saw his calm breathing, his steady eyes, his control. She turned to her generals. From this moment, she said, her voice clear and strong, "This human will serve as my personal guard." The words hit the hall like a shockwave. The silence broke into chaos. What? A human? This is impossible. Our best warriors are here. An alien general stepped forward, clearly angry. Your Majesty, this being is a mechanic. He has no combat rank, no battle record. He cannot protect you. Elias felt his stomach drop. Looked up, shocked. Me? He said softly. Your Majesty, I think there is a mistake. The Empress looked at him again. No, she said. There is no mistake, Elias swallowed. I am not a soldier. I fix machines. I don't understand weapons or politics. Why? Me? The Empress stood up from her throne. The hall fell silent again. She walked down the steps slowly, her presence filling the room. Because, she said, stopping in front of him, you are exactly what this empire needs. Elias did not understand. Neither did anyone else. In the shadows of the hall, unseen by most, something moved. A pair of glowing eyes watched the Empress, watched the human. A silent signal was sent. The choice had been made, and it had changed everything. Empress turned back to the guards. Prepare him, she commanded. From today, he stays by my side. Some guards looked angry. Some looked nervous. One looked afraid. Elias felt it. Something was wrong. As he followed the guards out of the hall, he felt a chill run through him. Not fear of the Empress, not fear of the guards, but fear of what was coming. Far away, deep in space, ships began to move. Enemies had noticed. They had learned one thing. The alien Empress had chosen a human, and the galaxy was about to find out. Why? Elias did not sleep that night. The room given to him was clean, quiet, and guarded from all sides. Soft alien lights glowed on the walls, but his mind was far from calm. Only hours ago, he was a forgotten mechanic. Now, he was the personal guard of the alien Empress. It made no sense. Outside the room, 2 elite alien guards stood watch. They did not speak to him. They did not look at him with respect. Their eyes showed only doubt. "A human?" one guard whispered. "This will end badly," the other replied. Elias heard them. He said nothing. He sat on the edge of his bed, staring. At his hands, these hands fixed engines. They repaired broken systems. They were not made for fighting. Yet the most powerful being in the galaxy had trusted her life to him. Why? The next cycle began early. Elias was escorted through long metallic halls toward the inner palace. The walls were filled with symbols of past wars and victories. Every image showed powerful alien warriors. None showed humans. Until now. When Elias entered the training chamber, the room went silent. Alien soldiers stopped moving. Technicians paused their work. Eyes followed him. Some laughed quietly. Some shook their heads. A tall alien officer stepped forward. His voice was cold. "So this is the Empress's new guard," he said. "You look small." Elias met his eyes. "I am not here to fight," Elias replied calmly. "I am here to protect." The officer laughed. "Protection requires strength." Elias did not argue. Instead, he observed. He noticed the exits. He noticed the security drones. He noticed a small delay in the energy shields every time the doors opened. No one else seemed to care. Later that day, Elias was finally brought to the Empress again. She stood near a large window, looking out at the stars. "Do you fear this place?" she asked without turning. "Yes," Elias answered honestly. "Good," she said. "Fear keeps the mind awake." Elias hesitated, then spoke. "Your Majesty, the galaxy does not see humans as strong. They think we are weak." The Empress turned slowly. "And do you agree?" Elias thought carefully. "No," he said. "Humans survive because we adapt. When we cannot win by force, we win by thinking." A small smile appeared on the Empress's face. "You see what others do not," she said. She activated a hologram in the air. It showed the royal palace from above. Red warning signals blinked in several places. "There is a threat," she said. "Not outside the Empire, inside it." Elias leaned forward, focusing. "These security systems are powerful," he said slowly. "But they are predictable. Predictable systems can be broken." The Empress watched him closely. "You have not been trained for war," she said. "Yet you speak like a strategist." "I repair machines," Elias replied. "Machines fail when people trust them too much." That night, something went wrong. Alarms echoed through the palace. Energy lights flickered. Guards rushed through the halls. The main defense grid shut down for 3 seconds. Only 3. But it was enough. Elias reacted without thinking. "Close the inner doors," he shouted. "Now!" The alien guards hesitated. He moved anyway. Elias ran toward the Empress's chamber, already calculating paths in his mind. He knew the systems. He knew where they would fail. A shadow moved across the ceiling. Elias pushed the Empress behind a reinforced pillar, just as a blast hit the wall. The explosion was small, but precise. Silence followed. Elite alien guards stormed. In weapons raised, the Empress stood still, unharmed. Her eyes were locked on Elias. "You acted before my warriors," she said quietly. Elias's hands were shaking. "I noticed a pattern," he said. "Someone is testing your defenses." The Empress nodded. "Then you understand now," she said, "why I chose you." Around them, the guards no longer laughed. No one spoke. For the first time, the Empire felt something new. Doubt about their beliefs. And far away, the one who caused the attack smiled. The human had noticed. That was a problem. The palace did not trust Elias. Not yet. After the attack, guards followed him everywhere. Their eyes watched his every move. Some still believed he was lucky. Others believed he was dangerous. A few believed he was a mistake. Elias felt all of it. He walked beside the Empress through long halls made of shining metal. His steps were quiet. His eyes were active. He watched reflections, shadows, and movement. He noticed things others ignored. The Empress noticed that too. "You observe more than my generals," she said calmly. "I have to," Elias replied. "Machines fail when people stop watching them." That same cycle, the Empress announced a public inspection of the Inner Defense Corps. It was the most protected place in the palace. No enemy had ever reached it. At least, that was what everyone believed. The Defense Corps controlled shields, weapons, and security systems of the entire station. Alien engineers worked there day and night. They trusted their technology completely. Elias did not. When they entered the chamber, the noise was loud. Energy systems hummed. Lights flashed in complex patterns. Alien engineers moved with confidence. One of them looked at Elias and laughed quietly. "A human cannot understand this," he said. Elias did not respond. Instead, he walked closer to the main control panel. "Do not touch that," an engineer warned. "You could break something." Elias stopped, but his eyes stayed on the screen. "The system refreshes every 30 seconds, Elias said slowly. "Why?" The engineers froze. "That is standard," one replied. "Perfectly balanced." Elias shook his head. "Nothing is perfect. If it refreshes, it means it resets." The Empress turned toward the engineers. "Is that true?" she asked. They hesitated. Before they could answer, the lights dimmed. A deep alarm echoed through the chamber. "Warning," a mechanical voice announced. "System override detected." Panels exploded with red symbols. "This is impossible." An engineer shouted. Elias moved instantly. "They are using the reset window," he said. "They learned the timing." The Empress looked at him. "Can you stop it?" "I can slow it," Elias replied. He ran to a side console and opened manual access panel. Sparks flew. He grabbed cables with bare hands, ignoring the pain. "Lower the shield power," he shouted. "Now!" "But that will weaken defenses," a general argued. "Do it," the Empress ordered. The power dropped. For a moment, the alarms stopped. Then the real attack began. Hidden turrets inside the chamber activated. Not alien design. Human modified. Simple. Efficient. Someone inside the Empire had learned from humans. Shots fired across the room. Engineers screamed and ran. Guards raised weapons, confused by their own systems attacking them. Elias pushed the Empress behind a reinforced wall. "Stay here," he said. "I am not used to hiding," she replied. "Then today you learn," Elias said firmly. For the first time she obeyed. Elias moved through smoke and sparks. He used fallen equipment as cover. He timed the turrets, counting seconds in his head. 3 shots. Pause. Reload. He moved during the pause. He reached the control core and pulled a single power line. The turrets went dead. Silence returned. Guards rushed in, weapons raised, but the fight was already over. The chamber was damaged. Several engineers were injured. But the Empress was alive. She stepped out slowly, her gaze fixed on Elias. "You shut down my defense corps," a general said angrily. "Yes," Elias replied, "and saved it." The Empress raised her hand. "Enough," she said. She walked toward Elias, stopping only a step away. "Today," she said, "my empire learned something important." The room was silent. Advanced technology means nothing without awareness. Strength means nothing without thinking. She turned to her people. "This human saw danger where you saw perfection." No one argued. No one laughed. Later that cycle, Elias stood alone, looking out into space. His hands were bandaged. His body was tired. He knew this was only the beginning. Far away, hidden in darkness, the traitor watched the report. The first test had failed, but the human had revealed himself, and next time, the attack would not be a test. Asterisk trust was breaking inside the palace. After the Defense Corps incident, the Empire was no longer calm. Guards doubled their patrols. Doors stayed locked longer. Every shadow felt dangerous. The Empress knew one truth now. The enemy was not outside. The enemy was inside. Elias felt it too. As he walked through the inner halls, he noticed small changes. Guards avoided eye contact. Messages were delayed. Security routes changed without notice. Someone was moving pieces quietly. Someone powerful. That cycle the Empress called a private council. Only her most trusted generals were allowed inside. Elias stood near the wall, silent, watching. A tall alien general spoke first. "The humans attracting danger," he said. The attack started after his arrival. Others nodded. Elias did not react. The Empress looked at the general calmly. "And yet," she said, "he has stopped every attack." Silence followed. Elias noticed something strange. One council member never spoke. His breathing was too slow, too controlled. Elias remembered the Defense Corps timing, predictable patterns. After the meeting, the Empress walked alone toward her private chamber. Elias followed closely. The halls were quiet. Too quiet. He slowed his steps. "My Empress," Elias said softly, "this path is wrong." "This is the fastest route," she replied. "Fast is not always safe," Elias said. The lights flickered. Elias reacted instantly. "Down!" he shouted. A blast ripped through the ceiling behind them. Metal crashed to the floor. Smoke filled the hall. Elias pushed the Empress behind a thick support wall as energy shots fired from hidden panels. "Internal weapons," Elias said. "Someone armed the palace itself." Guards rushed in, but the shots stopped suddenly, too. Suddenly, that was when Elias saw him. One of the Empress's highest generals stepped out of the smoke. "You should have died quietly," the general said coldly. The guards froze. "Stand down," the general ordered. "This is Imperial command." The guards hesitated. Elias moved in front of the Empress. "You changed the security paths," Elias said. "You delayed responses. You tested the systems." The general smiled. "You are smarter than expected, human." The Empress stepped forward, her voice sharp. "You betrayed the Empire." "I saved it," the general replied. "You are weak for trusting a human." He raised his weapon. Elias did not think. He moved. Elias threw a small metal tool from his belt. It hit the weapon's energy core. The blast knocked the general back. Guards reacted instantly. The traitor was restrained. Screaming in rage, the Empress stared at Elias. "You saved my life," she said quietly. Elias was breathing hard. "Lie." Followed patterns, he said. He believed humans think slow. That was his mistake. Later, the palace entered full lockdown. Interrogations began. The truth came out. The general had planned to remove the Empress and blame humans. He believed the Empire needed pure strength, not adaptation. He feared change, and humans represented change. That night, the Empress stood with Elias on a high balcony. Stars burned across space. "Many of my people fear you now," she said. "I understand," Elias replied. "Humans are dangerous when underestimated." She turned toward him. "You do not seek power," she said. "Yet power follows you." "Elias, look down. I only want to keep things from breaking." She smiled slightly. "Then stay," she said. "The galaxy will break soon." Far away, beyond the Empire, secret messages were sent. The failed betrayal was only one move. Others were watching, learning, planning, and they had reached a terrifying conclusion. If one human mechanic could do this, what could humanity become? The Empire was shaken. News of the failed betrayal spread quietly through the inner ranks. Official reports spoke of loyalty and stability, but fear lived between the lines. Something had changed. The old rules no longer felt safe. Elias felt it. Every day. Where guards once mocked him, now they watched him carefully. Not with respect, not with trust, but with uncertainty. The Empress increased her public appearances. She wanted the Empire to see strength. Elias stood beside her in every chamber, every hall, every gathering. He said little. He listened. He learned. That was his strength. One cycle. An urgent message arrived from a border system. An entire defense outpost had gone silent. No battle signs. No alarms. Just silence. Many believed it was a system failure. Elias did not. Silence is a message, he said quietly. The Empress decided to go there herself. The journey took hours through deep space. The outpost came into view, dark, drifting, lifeless, no lights. No movement. Alien commanders prepared for a full military response. Elias studied the scans. No heavy weapons were used. He said, "That means the enemy wanted control, not destruction." The docking bay doors opened slowly. Inside, the air was cold. Too cold. Elias noticed small scratches near the control panels. Not random, intentional. They moved fast, he said. And they knew where to go. As they walked deeper, Elias stopped suddenly. Wait. The guards froze. He picked up a loose metal plate from the floor and threw it down the hall. Instantly, hidden weapons fired. The plate was destroyed in seconds. The guards stared at him. "Why?" one asked. "They expected warriors," Elias replied. "Warriors charge forward, humans don't." The Empress watched closely. They changed their path. In the central control room, they found the truth. The enemy was waiting. Not aliens. Machines. Autonomous combat units. Stolen and modified, controlled by simple logic systems. No emotions. No mercy. The units activated. Alien guards opened fire. It did nothing. Their weapons were too slow. Elias moved. He did not shoot. He ran to the control core and pulled open panels with his bare hands. "Cover me," he shouted. A guard hesitated. Empress stepped forward and fired, shielding him. Elias worked fast, cutting power lines, rerouting energy. "These machines react to threat levels," he said. "Lower your weapons." The guards obeyed. The machines paused. Confused. That pause was enough. Elias overloaded the core. The machines shut down. Silence returned. The outpost was safe. The guards stared at Elias like they were seeing him for the first time. "You defeated an army," one said quietly. "I stopped a system," Elias replied, on the return journey. News spread beyond the Empire. Other species heard the story. A human mechanic had neutralized a machine force that elite soldiers could not stop. Whispers moved through the galaxy. Humans were not strong. They were dangerous. Back at the palace, the Empress addressed the High Council. "Strength is not only muscle or weapons," she said. "It is awareness, adaptation, survival." Her eyes moved to Elias. "Humans understand failure," she continued. "They live with it. They learn from it." No one argued. Later, Elias stood alone in the engineering bay. He returned to what he knew. Tools, machines, silence. The Empress joined him. "You could lead fleets," she said. "You could command armies." Elias shook his head. "I fix what others overlook," he said. She studied him. "That is why the galaxy will never see you coming." Far beyond their reach, unknown powers watched the reports. They changed their strategies. They changed their plans. One truth had become clear, that the human was no longer just a guard. He was a warning. The palace felt different after the outpost mission. There was no celebration, no loud praise, only quiet respect. Guards now stepped aside when Elias passed. Not because they feared him, but because they understood him. The Empress noticed the change. She also knew the time had come. That cycle. She ordered the palace cleared of all non-essential staff. Security levels rose to their highest state. Only a small inner circle remained. Elias was called to a private chamber deep inside the station. The room was old, older than the Empire itself. Symbols covered the walls, symbols not of victory, but of warning. The Empress stood alone in the center. "This place holds truth," she said. "Truth I have not shared with anyone." Elias listened. She activated a hidden display. A star map appeared, filled with dark zones. "These regions are dead," she said. Entire civilizations vanished, not conquered, erased. Elias felt a chill. "No weapons signatures," he said. "No war patterns." "Correct," the Empress replied. "They were consumed by something that studies first and destroys later." She changed the image. Ancient records appeared. Warnings written in many languages. "They are called the Silent Ones," she said. "They attack only when they understand their prey." Elias leaned closer. "And you believe they are coming?" he said. "They already are," she replied. The Empress looked directly at him. "That is why I chose you." Elias did not speak. "Every empire I studied failed," she continued. "They relied on power, on size, on pride. The Silent Ones learned their patterns and ended them." She paused. "But humans," she said, "are chaos." Elias looked up. "You change, you fail, you adapt, you survive." She stepped closer. "I needed someone unpredictable." Elias understood. "Not a warrior," he said. "A problem solver." "Yes," she replied. She showed him the final image, human colonies. "They are watching humanity," she said. "Testing reactions, measuring response." Elias clenched his fists. "Then humans are in danger," he said. "So is everyone," she replied. That night, alarms echoed again, but not from attack. A deep space signal arrived. Unknown origin. Short. Simple. It was a probe. It did not attack. It observed. Elias studied the data. "It is learning," he said. "Like we do when fixing broken systems." The Empress nodded. "They will come next." In the days that followed, preparations began. Not armies, not weapons. Adaptation. Elias led small teams to redesign systems, not to be stronger, but to be less predictable. Random timing, manual overrides, human-style errors. Alien engineers were confused. "This makes systems weaker," they said. "No," Elias replied. "It makes them alive." The Empress supported him. For the first time, alien technology began to think like humans. Improvisation replaced perfection. One night, Elias stood on the observation deck, looking at the stars. "You carry a heavy burden," the Empress said beside him. "So do you," Elias replied. She looked at him. "When the Silent Ones arrive," she said, "I will not need a guard." Elias frowned. "You will need a human," she continued. Elias understood what she meant. "Then humanity will stand," he said simply. Far away, in the darkness between stars, the probe transmitted its findings. Message received. Pattern unstable. Prey unpredictable. Recommendation: observe further. For the first time in countless cycles, the Silent Ones hesitated. The stars were quiet. Too quiet. Across the Empire, sensors picked up strange signals. Not ships, not weapons. Movements without pattern. Shadows between space lanes. The Silent Ones had arrived. No fleet announced them. No warning followed. Systems failed softly. Communication delayed. Panic did not explode. It spread slowly. Elias stood beside the Empress on the command deck. "They are watching," he said, "waiting for us to act the same way others did." The Empress nodded. "Then we will not," she said. Instead of calling fleets, she issued a single order: release control. Generals froze. "You want us to shut down defenses?" one asked. "No," she replied calmly. "I want us to stop being predictable." Across the Empire, Systems changed. Timers shifted. Commands came from unexpected channels. Human colonies were linked into alien networks, adding chaos no algorithm could fully read. The Silent Ones hesitated. Their probes moved closer. Scanning, learning, Elias led a small team to the outer ring. No weapons, only tools and manual access. Why no guns? A guard asked. Because they expect fear, Elias replied. We will give them confusion. One probe entered the station's edge. It did not attack. It waited. Elias approached it. Slowly. The probe analyzed him. Threat level low. That was its first mistake. Elias connected a simple signal loop. Not an attack. Not a defense. A question. The probe reacted. It tried to map the response, but the response kept changing. Human error. Human curiosity. Human unpredictability. The probe pulled back, across the galaxy. Silent Ones adjusted, but they could not finish their calculations because humans did not stay the same. Suddenly, one silent vessel appeared, fully massive. Silent, ancient. The Empire prepared for destruction. Elias did not. He looked at the Empress. Let me speak, he said. Silence filled the deck. You are a mechanic. A general whispered. Not a diplomat. Elias stepped forward. He sent a message, not words. Experience. Images of humans failing, falling, rebuilding, surviving disasters, learning from loss. The Silent Ones paused. They had never seen a species like this. No perfect pattern. No fixed behavior. Only growth through failure. The vessel withdrew. Then another. Then all of them. Across space. Systems stabilized. The Silent Ones had reached a conclusion. This prey was too costly, too unstable, too human. Cheers did not erupt. The Empress simply closed her eyes. Later, in the throne hall, the Empress stood before the Empire. Today, she sighed, we were not saved by weapons. She turned toward Elias. We were saved by understanding. She offered him a symbol of honor. Elias did not take it. I will stay a mechanic, he said. The galaxy still has many things to fix. The Empress smiled. Then stay by my side, she said. As you always have. News spread across the stars. Humans were no longer weak. They were unpredictable. Adaptable. Unbreakable. Far away. In deep space, the Silent Ones recorded a final note. Avoid humanity. They do not follow patterns. They survive everything. Elias returned to his tools. The Empress returned to her throne. The galaxy returned to balance. But one truth remained. Never underestimate a human.